Ayiras Hashem Reishis Chachma Reishis Chachma Reishis Chachma Ayiras Hashem. Shalom, my dear friends. I'm here in the Upper Galil, and you see the snow-capped mountain behind me. What a beautiful vista it is here. You know, living here in Eretz Yisrael now for almost 4 years, I still do not appreciate its greatness, its beauty. And it's almost as if the Satan, the Yetzer Hara, tries to deny this realization that every 4 amos that I walk is a mitzvah to walk in the Holy Land of Israel. And what a Chassidus to be in a beautiful spot where one can gain an extra das, an extra understanding into the Torah, into life, when one is surrounded by the beauties and wonders of the world. And I was reading about Rav Michal of Slutkov, how it is that he has so many Chassidim, so many followers. And Rav Dov Ber responded, Rav Michal responded, it is because I hear Torah from the Magid Mezritz, from you. And he said, how can that be? I'm dust and ashes. What am I? And he said, that's why. That's why I have so many followers. Because I hear Torah from someone with humility, who thinks of themselves as being bittul. The foundation to a Hasidic lifestyle, to a Torah lifestyle, is the idea and concept of bittul, of nullification, of nullifying the ego, the thought, the idea of me, me, me. And this is what brought the tzaddikim to greatness. You can reach high levels through learning and diligence and wisdom, but only through humility do you have a truth to that wisdom. Otherwise, the wisdom that you gain is empty. It's not to the point of truth. Only through that humility. There was some great tzaddikim that wanted to go and learn Kabbalah, and they went to the house, to the Academy of Kabbalah. And the first question they asked the tzaddik, the Talmid Chacham, is, have you attained stoicism? Have you attained the idea that if someone insults you or someone praises you, it's the same to you? He says, I think, I've reached this. He says, no. Either you've reached it or you haven't reached it. The tzaddikim say, from the Kabbalists, they say that if you taste a piece of something sweet, or you taste something that's sour, it shouldn't taste any different to you. That's how bittul, how nullified you have to be to the idea of materialism in this world, of the idea of gaining pleasures. And through this humility that a person gains, this is how he has a true understanding of the Torah, and this is how he has followers. A person, a rabbi, you want to know why he has a large congregation? Because of humility. They see that his wisdom is true. You see, I've met great scholars before, but they're not a rabbi of a synagogue. They're not attaining an idea of leadership, because that false humility, not a true wisdom which attracts. The more a person is nullified of their own ego, the more people are attracted to come and learn from them and to hear them speak. The more truthful their words are, the more truthful a person. We learn from the Talmud that a person should not run after honor. And if you run away from honor, the honor will come after you. It'll run after you. And so we have to follow this way, not only with the people outside us. When we're in the base measures, we shouldn't show off our learning, but it also goes in the family, in your own house. Not to be proud with your spouse, with your children, not to show off. Someone once told me the story. He says, this rabbi said that, I always let my wife win. the arguments in the home. He says, why do you do that? They asked. He said, because I don't want to be married to a loser. I want to be married to a winner. So, instead of thinking, I have to be the one to win, the one to outsmart the other, let the other people win. Let them feel good about their learning. When a person has to know when to speak, when to remain quiet. There was this Rabbi Brown of Baltimore. I heard a story about him that he used to know all of Shas, all the Talmud he knew. He's once sitting around at the table, and all the different rabbis from the community were talking about trying to figure out where this certain passage was from in the Talmud. And no one knew. And they pushed, and they asked Rabbi Brown, and he waited and waited until the very last moment, until someone asked him, he says, don't you know? And he said, the exact page. So he could have helped them out, but he could have made it easier for them. But he understood that through humility, through his being humble, he would attain a closer connection to Hashem. And it was more important than answering their question was to remain silent. There's a time and place for everything. But we have to think in this way. We have to have our mindset all day long, not just once in a while, about the idea of being humble. The idea of being bittul, not showing off. About being humble to Hashem and knowing that Hashem surrounds you at all time. And only through this will we attain a truth to our learning, to our life. And this was the holy greatness of the Maggid of Mezritz, the Talmud of the Baal Shem Tov, and the holy Rebbes. The foundation is fear of God. And you can't have fear of God without humility. Shivisi, 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 Hashem, Lenagdi Somid. Shivisi, 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 Hashem, Lenagdi Somid. Reishi is Chachma, Reishi is Chachma, Reishi is Chachma, Yiras Hashem.